Hey folks, it's time for another video. Hello YouTube. We're sitting here in what I commonly refer to as the studio at home, which is actually my dining room, as many of you know. And thought we'd do a little short video just about current state of affairs in campgrounds. And over the past year, if you've been trying or attempting to do a lot of camping, you know that vacancies are pretty few and far between, especially if you get into tourist times and tourist areas. It's even worse. This goes to your private campgrounds and includes your state parks and everything else. You know, as we roll out of COVID and a lot of people got into camping, it's just flooded the market, and there's just not enough spaces. I experienced this last year when we were up to Michigan. I wanted to do a couple parks on the air activations, and what I like to do is do 2 nights, 3 days at a state park, and kind of set up things on the first day and the second morning. Do the activation and then relax and enjoy the rest of the park for that day, and then the following morning move on. And I was unable to get reservations to suit me when those occurrences, availability occurrences came up of my time. Now again, some people, and I've got friends that do this, you know who you are, and there's nothing wrong with that. But they will go out and they'll book campgrounds a year or more in advance, and they'll be booked up, and they'll have reservations, and they'll have their trips and their weekends and their travel time pretty well all allocated. If you do that, you can probably find things, though you will find it difficulty in winter time in Florida because of all the snowbirds and any other tourist areas. So I don't function that way. I go from here to there, and I may not make a plan until 2 days before I go. And so a lot of times campgrounds just don't work out that way for me. So what can you do about that? Well, there's several options. The most common options is to start doing some boondocking. I boondock in locations like Cracker Barrel. That's one of the ones I like. Truck stops. If you get a decent truck stop where they've got the parking that's not right underneath the tractor trailers, it's not too bad. I'm running, again, as you know, a Class B Roadtrek van, so I can park in any of the automotive parking lots. So as long as I can get a little bit away, truck stops are not bad, and the advantage is they usually have a restaurant or some facilities open 24 hours. You can get a meal, you can use restrooms, etc. Cracker Barrel, obviously not 24 hours, but you can get a meal. Usually pretty good parking, and those are both free stops. They don't cost you anything. I do like to use those, especially when I don't know where I'm going to be from one night to the next, and I can just pull in there and grab a spot. I also like to use Harvest Host. I've talked about that program before. I'll not go into a lot of details, but you can look it up. Basically, you become a member for about $75, and you can stay at any of their locations for one night for free, though they do ask you to contribute like $20 towards the organization that's hosting you in wares or some other products. Wineries, breweries, distilleries, museums, farms, lots of stuff like that you can park at. They're nice destination stops, and I enjoy them very much. My last trip coming home from Michigan, I even ran into a couple of cases where they were booked up, so I couldn't get in even to a Harvest Host. But hey, we just went and picked a different one. It works out. Another option for those that are looking for places is, and I've not used this one yet, let me clarify that, but I'm familiar with it. A friend of mine participates, and I'm looking into it. Boondockers Welcome. Unlike Harvest Host, where it's business locations, these you're actually staying at the home of somebody who likes to host campers in a boondocking situation. Similar to Harvest Host, they require you be fully self-contained, though they sometimes will offer you some facilities, but that's up to the host. Again, there's a fee involved. Unlike Harvest Host, you're not necessarily expected to spend $20 on merchandise because they don't have any merchandise. How much interaction with the host? That's up to the host. Some hosts like to hang out with you, go to dinner with you, etc., etc. Others just like to give you space and let you park there. So it's up to you, and it's your choice and what you do. So those are several options, and I'm going to probably join Boondockers Welcome just for the extra ability to have another location that maybe has a spot for me for a given night, because my trips are, I'm going from here to there, and I just need a spot for Tuesday night. And I know I'm going to be in the area of XYZ, Kentucky, so I'll look around there, and I'll look for a Harvest Host, I'll look for a Truck Stop or a Cracker Barrel. And Walmart's is also available. I'm not a big fan of Walmart's. It's nice to have the store available. They're becoming more restrictive. And some of their parking lots are a little bit shadier as to the clientele that may be roaming around the parking lot. So you need to be a little more careful there than you do at say, for example, a Cracker Barrel. One of the other options that some people have started taking to is actually purchasing a piece of land. I know one person that has actually purchased a campsite in a campground, so it's theirs to either use or rent out. I know others that have bought a plot of land where they can park their RV. If that suits you, that's another option. As you know from my past summer, I'm leasing a lot, and I did put an RV on it, but it's not my van. It's a seasonal lot up in Michigan. So in Michigan, what we do is we go up there and we stay at the seasonal lot. The van is our daily driver, and from there we can go out to different locations. We've mooch docked up in Ludington, Prudenville near Houghton Lake, over on the Muskegon River, and things like that. So we do a lot of that. Next year we're actually going to plan to do the Upper Peninsula of Michigan from up there. So we do a lot of 2-day, 3-day, 4-day trips out of that base camp in Michigan. And again, that gives us an opportunity. But as I said, I found the state parks that like to do a Parks on the Air activation. Hard to get open sites unless you booked them well in advance, and that's a problem for me. So if you've got a similar problem where you don't like to plan that far ahead or don't have the ability to, and you're looking kind of last minute, there are several other options available. So I encourage you to check them out. Check out Boondockers Welcome, Harvest Hosts, and know that you always have the capability to boondock with your RV at most Cracker Barrels and truck stops. So just some things to think about, as I don't think it's going to get any less busy in the coming year. I did just do a recent check here in Georgia. State park I like to go to do a Parks on the Air activation. I picked 3 days, a week out from where I was, and out of 99 sites at that park, there was only 3 sites available for the 3 days that I was looking for. So again, when you're not real flexible and you need it for a certain time, your choices are going to be limited. So consider other options, and hopefully this was a little bit informative. It's kind of a short video, just kind of give you some things to think about as you're planning your coming year's travels and trips and where you're going to park your RV. So there's ways to work around any of the obstacles that are out there. So give them some thought, and good luck with it. Enjoy yourself, be safe out there, and we'll catch you down the road of peace. Thanks for traveling along with us. Bye-bye.